And welcome back, everyone, to Book the Ticket. Um, you can Google us for Comic Book Cast. You can find our Patreon, our Twitter, our Facebook, our YouTube, which I assume you're on now. No doubt the SoundCloud and the iTunes. Uh, yeah, you can follow us, Mitch692 and Halftime Joe. And thank you to all the patrons on screen on the little scrolly bar, the thingy wibble. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. How do we start this show?
I saw Ready Player One. I'm gonna be talking about it later. That's something too.
I watched the Danny Phantom episode that it's clearly ripped off, but
There's a Danny Phantom episode it ripped off. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I'm assuming the book came first.
Uh,
The book was probably made in like the 90s or 80s.
I don't
90s. That could be the 80s.
Ready Player One was.
Book was probably made in the 90s, or Danny Phantom was made in 2000. I'm sure.
Ready Player One was published on the 16th of August 2011.
Wow. You know what? Maybe I'm just not used to the quick turnarounds anymore of like these adaptations. Yeah. Like they're so quick.
To be fair, with the amount of references to like old 80s games and
it had to come out around
old Atari, it sounds like it would have come out around then. But yeah. I think the idea of everything is definitely.
I assume whoever wrote it was just like, oh man, I'm so nostalgic about all this stuff. Let me write a book about it.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, we can talk about that later. I don't want to put it up now because I did put in a point where we could talk about it because I did see it and I just wanted to hear some of like your thoughts outside of not seeing it. So,
speaking of nostalgia, Colin Trevorrow returning to direct Jurassic World 3 because that's a franchise built on nostalgia.
Yeah, I mean, what did we say before? How many good movies does it actually have? One, maybe two.
I would argue two.
Yeah, you could make an argument for two. I
really like Jurassic Park 3.
See, I don't even remember the others.
I mean, two's not worth remembering. It is hot garbage.
You know, I saw when I went to go see Ready Player One in theaters. I saw the trailer for Jurassic World or the Fallen Kingdom, the sequel. I felt like I saw the whole movie in that trailer, but
let's be honest, it's a Jurassic word movie.
But I mean, it looks like it gives off like the finale, like right at the. You know how in the Jurassic World the finale was, like the old dinosaur from the first one coming in to help out, and then he being still there at the very end and stuff like that. I felt like they gave away that. I don't think they gave away that in the trailer.
Correction, she was there at the very end.
Okay, she.
Rexy is female.
I barely care enough about this franchise to care about the gender.
You shouldn't misgender people, Joe. It's current year.
It's not a person. It's a dinosaur.
How dare you?
But
if they identify as a dinosaur, they identify as a dinosaur.
My point still stands. I think in this trailer, which I don't think you care. You don't care, right? So I can spoil the trailer.
I mean, I've probably seen the trailer.
Yeah, so you saw the trailer where the dinosaur helps out at the end.
Yeah, I saw the movie.
Yeah, no, in the trailer for the sequel.
Look, it's a Jurassic something movie. They're all the same. They all have the same thing, and everyone only watches for the third act. Who cares if you spoil the bit you want to see? You're not going to be sold on anything else.
I kind of like that would have been nice to see it like theaters. I probably wouldn't go see it just because I thought the idea of now they have to go help these dinosaurs leave the island, and because also what's his face is back
Goldblum.
Yeah, and he makes like a really cool monologue in the trailer, and I hope they keep that in the movie. And I was like,
I imagine that's probably his entire.
Yeah, I was like, this could be something different because you know how we always feel about the first movie's usually unlocking or having to do good enough to get the key to unlock everything. You know what I'm saying? So the second one, it can be different, like Last Jedi to The Force Awakens, and whether people liked it or not, Last Jedi was different to an extent. I agree, but I would say that Fallen Kingdom could be that. It could be different because usually that's what happens in sequels. They are different. Not a lot of times, but usually.
That's true.
So that's why I thought, like, why would they show it? Maybe they show it because that isn't the third act. Maybe that's the second. You know
I mean, possibly, but it's very similar to Jurassic Park 2 anyway.
I don't even remember that movie.
They took the T-Rex and the baby Rex off the island and went to New York to do King Kong. Yeah, and they're now taking them off the island again.
I don't think they're like taking them off the island, like per se. They're taking them to New York. I just think the island.
Well, no, they're not taking them off the island to get to New York. They're taking them off the island because it's about to explode. Yeah, it's still. if you look at it very surface level, it's we got to get Dino off Island now.
I don't know. I feel like Chris Pratt's better than this franchise. I feel like he should have chose another franchise.
Oh, well, other than Jurassic World.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, on paper it works.
They try to get Star Lord.
Chris Pratt and dinosaurs, like yes, no, Chris Pratt's the hot shit at the minute, but it's just like, he's fine.
They tried to get Star Lord, it didn't really work. What is Chris Pratt doing anyways? Like,
I say the first one was fine. It was very much a nostalgia grab, but it is what it is. Speaking of nostalgia grabs, I suppose. Doesn't actually? No, you can kind of go there. There are multiple screenplays apparently for the next or the fourth Star Trek movie. Even though I doubt there's going to be a fourth Star Trek movie. See, I can't imagine a Quentin Tarantino Star Trek movie.
You can't. I mean, me either.
No, I can't.
But like, if you're gonna do one, might as well be him, right? That's one possible script apparently. The other one is, tell me about this. One of them is a time travel script where Chris Hemsworth returns to play George Kirk, and he's gonna like time travel, I guess, to the present and.
So they're just gonna do the first movie again?
No, because I mean, it has time travel, but it's not like exactly. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be different. Just because it's time travel isn't the exact same movie.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you've done it once, you've done it.
It's very kind of like, kind of like generalizing it. I say.
I mean, I don't watch these Star Trek movies because I don't give a shit about Star Trek, and they look like hot garbage. So
I mean, I'm okay with Star Trek, and I enjoyed the first one. The second one is okay. I didn't really watch the third one, but I hear it was really fun and probably I think the better one of the three. But if you were to bring Chris Hemsworth back, like, what is he really doing? He's really just got Thor, I think, right? Because all those other kind of movies he tried to do by himself didn't work out.
It depends what they want to do with Thor, because him and Taika are working on a possible fourth Thor.
Yeah, but that's all he has.
But that's if Marvel wants to
do it. No. He's doing Men in Black. I forgot. With Tessa Thompson.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
He's doing Men in Black with Tessa Thompson and F. Gary Gray directing. So he does have something else. Okay, maybe he won't necessarily have all the time for a Star Trek sequel.
At least the upside with Men in Black, he's next to an actor he's worked with before and has known chemistry with, Tessa Thompson and Ragnarok. And it plays to his strengths. The dude is funny.
The dude is funny.
Yeah, apparently there's an update on this film that no one gives a crap about apart from Joe. But
I only put this because I didn't see anything else to mention, and I did like the directors. He did the Greatest Showman. I did like the director's comments on the Naruto film, which about a year and a half ago, I think Lionsgate came out and said, "Hey, we're doing a Naruto movie," and it was about, I think, the time when Power Rangers came out, and it was kind of on the high of like, okay, we think this is gonna be good, so. We're going to announce Naruto, or maybe a little bit before Power Rangers actually came out. But like the director actually said, like, if I wasn't going to do this movie unless I was working with the creator. As of this moment, they're still working on a script, but if they come up with a good script, they don't want to just do it and have like random script or whatever. They want to come up with a good script, and if it's not, they're not going to do it, which I respect. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, just throw out a script so that we can make some quick buck.
Here's the thing: when the Japanese make these adaptations, they directly translate it, and it just doesn't work on film. Yeah. They have that problem over here. We have the issue, or mainly America, that westernized countries, have the issue of we have to change it to fit Western audiences when they don't need to do that because the general audience of the younger age now has grown up more on anime and manga than comics. So they just treat these properties like people are treating superhero movies. It will work fine.
Yeah, I agree. I'm always one of those people who have said that for the longest time, anything can work. Any genre, any type of thing like adaptation, I always think they can work. It just depends on if it's good.
Yeah, it's got the biggest hurdles it's going to have to overcome is who they cast.
It's also just all the effects.
Well, the CG is not a problem. It's not an issue.
It might be. It depends because if really they just it depends because if they're smart about it. They'll be able to work around like making it look real per
Here's the thing:
se.
most of the effects in Naruto you could do practical.
Yeah, but that's if they do it. A lot of
Yeah,
people, a
but
lot
I'm
of
just
companies
saying.
nowadays will go just straight up visual. They won't do practical because there's something about like, oh, practical is bad. It's not bad.
No, no one says practical's
There's like this
bad.
whole thing. Well, no, but there's this whole thing
No,
that feels like practical is bad
no,
because it go.
no, no,
Haven't you? How many
no.
movies
I've
actually
never
go
seen.
to practical nowadays? Not a
I
lot.
mean, nowadays, sure,
Yeah,
that's different, but that doesn't give it a stigma of people think
yeah.
practical's
Because
bad.
also, isn't it cheaper to do practical?
Yeah, it's cheaper, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
no one's ever complained about Star Wars keeping the practical side. People love that it kept the practical effects.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah,
biggest thing. People love practical effects, but
so
there's
where,
this.
where are you getting this stigma from then?
It's
I'm
not the
confused.
audience. It feels
Old
like
studio.
studios were
No,
like, "Hey, let's go away from practical." I'm like, "Why? We love it."
I don't know why they do it, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
like
know, you're the this is the fundamental problem. You know, you're buying a property
yeah.
to
Well, that's what I'm
completely
saying.
put
Either do it straight up or
something
just
else.
make it all a whole new different, like Avatar. Like I wouldn't mind if it was just not Aang or Korra and it
Yeah,
was a
but
new character.
Avatar's a different case to this. Avatar, it's got a built-in thing. It's like Doctor Who. It's got this built-in mechanic where you can do whatever the fuck you want
You could
in
do
whatever.
Death Note with whatever you want. It doesn't need to be
I
light
mean,
and
yeah,
hell.
Death Note, fine. Yeah, you can do that. But no, Naruto you can't because it's called Naruto.
It's true. It's true.
You know,
There is that thing too.
Bleach you could do it because it's not called Ichigo. You know, Ghost in the Shell you probably could have. Just 'cause, no one's called Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. So
But
so you're what you're saying is what a lot of these titles that have the name of the character in it like Dragon Ball. It could probably be about another Saiyan, right? It could
I mean,
probably
yeah, why not?
because it's not called Goku the story or something
Yeah.
like that.
But the problem with Dragon Ball is it's kind of synonymous
It
with
with
the thing.
Goku and Vegeta, yeah.
Yeah, so you
I
have
mean,
a
they're
hard
already
time.
making animated movies that people love anyway, so it's like there's no point of doing an actual.
I mean, fair. But like no one's gonna go see an Iron Man movie and it's not Tony Stark. No one's gonna see a Batman movie that's not Bruce Wayne. If just people know Batman is Bruce
I
Wayne.
think we've had something like this conversation before, and I always thought like I think people will go see. And I remember movies that's not Tony Stark. I think people will go see a Batman movie. It just depends on how you build it up, I guess. If you just started all new, then probably not. But if like an MCU, they make a new Iron Man movie and it's not Tony
Yeah, but
Stark, I
that
think people would be okay with it because you introduced it somewhere else.
say that's different. You've had Tony Stark before. No
Yeah,
one's
so
like if it's like Sony and Venom. Like why? Like you haven't even got Spider-Man in it. Like you can't kind of.
I don't
But
know. I mean, Naruto movie maybe coming. Who knows? I don't. Just we'll
I
see.
don't think we'll ever see this light of day of this. If you do, it will either have the whitewashing complaints.
I mean, every
Even
movie
though,
has complaints now, so it's okay.
what would you say Naruto is?
What do you mean?
Or like his race? Where would you say he comes from?
I assume he's Asian.
Would you? Is that just because it's anime?
I assume everybody. I assume the creator said like he imagined it as himself, and he's Asian, so I assume he'd be Asian. But technically, you could put him in any race, right?
I mean, yeah,
It's a
no,
ninja world. He could be black if you wanted.
yeah, I mean, actually, that's a good point. Actually, it's
You put
very
him in any
much.
race, but I assume the creator envisioned Naruto as himself and
Yeah.
as the race. I assume
See,
every creator
that's
does.
fine then. No, that's fine then. I think you definitely need an Asian for it.
Yeah.
But if anything, Naruto could be if it's done right and it's done well and it hits with people in like trailers and they have the right like Asian cast, that could take off. That could be your next Black Panther.
True. I
Hands
just don't
down.
know if I personally as a Naruto's probably my favorite. 1A and 1B between My Hero, but I just don't know if I'd want to see the actual story of Naruto again in a condensed version. Look at what happened with The Last Airbender. They condensed that 20 something episodes into
Well,
2 hours.
that's why you treat it like the comic book movies because that's another fault is they try and compact entire arcs
Yeah,
into an hour and a half. It's the same with video games. That's why they don't work
yeah,
because you're trying to put too much story in too short of a
yeah.
time.
Just make a new
Whereas
story with that character, right?
take the first arc of Naruto, chop out what's not important, which is probably 90% of it because it's Naruto and it's all filler. and just do the 10% that's important.
What's the first part of Naruto? Just up to he
It's
Zabuza?
yeah, do that as the first arc,
Nah,
the first.
I don't know if I'd want to see that, to be honest. I feel like they should just make a new story, like with Naruto. Have them do different journeys and a new ninja they created and stuff like that that they have to
But then
fight.
again, that's not. See,
That no,
I
no, no,
don't.
not that Naruto's a new ninja. That they have to fight a new enemy that we haven't
Yeah, but
seen.
then he's in a different character. 'Cause he's going through different arcs and different lessons.
I mean, it can
And if
be
you
the
get
same tone of arc where he learns kind of similar things, but it just would be a different
yeah,
enemy.
but then if he's going to be learning the same things, why not just use the same characters that give him that lesson? Because then
Because
you're gonna. It's just
all
it's
right,
just
well,
silly.
all right,
It's
real
it's
quick,
that's change for the sake of change.
as we end it. So if you're gonna let's say this movie would probably be a trilogy, right, as a franchise.
If he gets past the first
Okay,
one,
yeah,
yeah.
okay, but let's just imagine it's a trilogy, right? You'd have to do
Right.
the
Right.
three the
Let's
three
say
best stories in Naruto.
yeah. Let's say you're Lionsgate and you got your Power Rangers and you got your 3 movies already planned out because you're cocky as fuck for no reason. What would you do?
What do you mean? Am I Power Rangers or am I Naruto?
In your Naruto, I'm just Power Rangers was
Yeah,
dead
so
cocky.
let's say you envision that this is gonna be a 3 movie theme. You'd have to choose 3 different arcs, the 3 best arcs from Naruto, right? What are the 3 best arcs in it?
I don't know if you go for the 3 best. I think you go for the 3 most important.
Which I think Pain is the most important. I think
Yeah.
it's the
See
best, but it's also the most important one.
See, here's what I would
That's
do.
a sequel. That's an Empire Strikes Back type thing, isn't it?
I suppose. I mean, if you're gonna have the audacity to compare the two, then I suppose you.
But that's how you compare everything. You literally say the Empire Strikes Back of it.
I mean, true. But like, what I would do, you start off with the first one, and then you just time skip to the pain arc, and then you just time skip again to the war.
I
You do the 3 most important ones.
It'd have to be the Garo one, right? It probably no, because then you couldn't do.
I mean, actually, there you go. Have Gara set up in the first one.
Yeah,
Gara can be your Mordo or Loki of the franchise.
yeah, and then but then at the same time, that Sasuke one where they fight on the river and stuff like that. That is one of that's the ending of Naruto, and then there's all filler because I don't know they wanted to do that, I guess.
I mean, actually, no, that's a good point. Just have the first Naruto movie where ending off where Sasuke leaves, and have it be that story.
Because it would be hard. Because the thing about it was we were so into it we were so invested in these two characters.
That's the thing. You don't need everything else
Sure.
to be invested in that moment. Nail the characters in the movie and make people care. That moment will work regardless.
Or they could do if this is true. This is probably not. We're spending way too much time on this, but no, they could do Naruto a trilogy and Shippuden as a trilogy. That would, I guess, fix
True.
some of the stuff because then you'd end on the Sasuke thing on that trilogy, and then when you start Shippuden as the next trilogy kind of thing, you could have of course, the ending, them fighting. It could work. It could work. I'm saying it could work. This is because Dragon Ball. I guess they already messed it up once. I guess they're not trying to go back. Naruto, they haven't messed it up, so there's always still a chance it could work.
And speaking of hanging on things way too long,
Yeah.
New Mutants reshoots apparently bringing back the horror element. I wasn't aware it left. That trailer said it was a horror film to me. So I don't know.
I
if
wasn't
it
where
would
it left
be.
either, to be honest.
Yeah. Fun fact, it was actually supposed to come out in 10 days.
That's so sad.
It is sad. The fact that cinemas had the posters up, it's just like, oh. Is this an April Fool's joke? Is this actually
I thought it
like-
was for a second, and then I realized it came out on the 30th, and then
No, it comes out on April 13th.
no. I meant the article.
Ah.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
This is sad.
I don't know what's going on with this movie. It's
I was super hyped for this movie.
yeah, you hear they're doing reshoots, and you hear that Fox brought in a writer's room to tear the script up and rewrite it, and it's just like, thanks, that's my heart torn in pieces. And now apparently they're letting Boone do what he wants to do.
Yeah. Which
It's
is
weird.
Weird because apparently they said originally it was supposed to be a YA type of movie, but then at the same time, when you looked at the trailer, it seemed like a straight horror film.
Well, no, Boone always pitched it as a horror movie.
Yeah. Then why did they?
He always said he wanted to make it a horror movie, and that's what he was gonna make.
So the reshoots were to make it a more YA thing, and then they're
I
like
don't know. I don't know
scratching
where you
it.
got in this YA thing from.
It says right here. Let me see where
What
did it
does
say?
it?
Okay, at this. Okay, so somebody, who did they talk to? Um, so somebody, I don't know who. According to the tracking board, um, they say that at that point Fox decided that instead of doing the 3 days of additional filming required to complete the YA movie that everyone had initially agreed to make, the studio would change course and make a new version of the movie that was straight up horror, which was that what Boone and Lee originally wanted to do in the first place. It's a little like a diner sending back a meal at a restaurant. Yeah, you get that analogy.
Yeah.
Um,
That's really strange.
yeah, because I just thought that that's what they were gonna do in the first place, a horror
It's
thing.
like because they were never selling this as a young adult movie ever. Not that I got from anyway.
Yeah.
So, but again, even with actually, did Rothman? What did? Yeah, Rothman left Fox for Sony, didn't he? Like
Yeah.
even with him gone, he was the one that's like, oh no, paint these walls blue for Wolverine Origins. Like Fox is still meddling in shit that it shouldn't be meddling with. I don't know why. Especially after Logan and Deadpool, why would you ever bother meddling in a small budget film again?
Yeah, it is a weird thing. And this one, they still plan for it to come out August 2nd, 2019. Which is, let's if on a kind of like actor level, like if you're all these actors and you're agreed to do other movies and stuff like that, and then now Fox is like messing up New Mutants, and you're like, bro, can we like hurry this up? I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. So it's kind of
I
like,
mean, that's another reason why these reshoots are taking so long, is because Maisie Williams got Game of Thrones to do.
yeah. So and she was supposed to finish this before Game of Thrones, I think.
I mean, the movie's out. It was supposed to come out in 10
Yeah,
days.
and then
Should have been finished ages ago.
you also have Josh Boone, who probably wants to do other things too, and he wants to finish this movie, see what else
I,
is
I
out there.
mean, the dude wanted to make a trilogy.
Yeah, that too. He wants to not only do truth, but I'm sure it's just weird, man. Reshoots and all this kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's meddling in a film that should have been their next big, like, X-Men.
Man, this should have been like saving Fox, because I remember we're like, oh, Deadpool 2, then you have this, and it's like, oh, and Logan came out, man, this is like a great time to be Fox Marvel, and then you're selling it and stuff like that, but
I tell you what, I would not want to be a Foxman fan last year, being like, "Yay, we're getting 3 movies in 2018."
and then it's sold, and then this one goes,
now
yeah.
you're getting one.
Oh, so additionally, Boone reportedly shot an end credit scene of John Hamm as Mr. Sinister.
Yeah,
Now that's
yeah,
been cut.
that's cut. Yeah, and apparently they got someone else.
Antonio Banderas. That's a
Yeah, and
weird one.
apparently Chastain in Dark Phoenix is Miss Sinister, even though apparently she's an alien. But I don't know what's going
So
on in the movie.
early scripts include the mutant Warlock, a mutant who can assume any shape.
Oh, is he being confirmed?
No, but Fox deemed the character too expensive, so it's not in there.
No, because they're adding 2 new characters.
Oh, then it might be a Warlock. But
That's
apparently
why
he
they.
was in the early scripts, so they might just bring him back.
Yeah, I imagine if they're giving the movie back to Boone, I'd imagine that's what's going to
I
happen.
like how
That's why it's everything.
I
Yeah.
like how we have to say like that. Oh, they're giving the movie back to Boone. Shouldn't it have been his originally, because they got him to direct the film and to kind of
Well,
direct
that's
it.
the argument, isn't it? Whose film is it?
Yeah, is it Fox? Is it Boone's?
When you go to make a film, whose film is it? Is it the studios? The studios are the one that are paying for everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess
Is it the
technically,
Is it the shareholders? Because they're the ones that are lending the money to
yeah.
the studio to make the film.
And you only kind of ask these questions when stuff like this actually happens, because then when you have a good relationship, Marvel, right, and their MCU thing, like no one's really asking that, because it's just like a sweet ride to be on.
Yeah, that's because you never hear any problems, because there aren't any. Well, there might. There
Well,
probably
there are
are.
probably problems, but they keep it
Yeah.
under wraps, similar to my Spurs.
Well, it's not even. Did you say MySpace?
No, my Spurs, the basketball team.
Oh,
Or
I was
they
like,
have problems too, but no one ever really hears about it because they keep it under wraps
Yeah.
and they keep it within the team, and
I,
which
I
is what
don't
Marvel
even.
does.
I don't think it's necessarily a case of keeping it under wraps. I think it's just they have that track record where it's reshoots for a Marvel movie just a normal thing now because everyone accepts it, every movie has a reshoot. But when you have a bad track record like Warner Bros. With DC movies, Fox with the X-Men movies, reshoots are bad.
Or I guess
Because
Disney and Star
they
Wars.
have. Um, I mean, after no, people liked Rogue
Rogue
One.
One, but
Yeah, people
also
people like that. Every
yeah,
movie has reshoots. It's part of
I
filmmaking,
know, but
but
also
it's
Solo.
yeah, and apparently that's come out as a train wreck according to that one actor. But
Yeah, so it's just yeah.
no, it's just the stigma behind certain things. If someone's not doing great, then the most mundane thing isn't a good thing.
Yeah, well, that's with anything, right? Like everything
And
is just
it's
hiding.
especially with a company like Fox, where they're renowned for forcing reshoots and tampering with
Yeah,
films. Reshoots are going to be bad because it's like, oh, well, what they're doing. They have to be changing something the director doesn't want. If this is true and this is the case where it's Boone getting the movie back, that's great, fine. I'll look forward to it coming out or seeing a trailer in like a year's time. But I
yeah,
don't know, it doesn't really fill me with confidence, no matter what they say at this point.
yeah, me
Uh,
either.
But
Yeah.
tell you one thing you won't have with this movie, and that is spoilers. And speaking of spoilers, Russo brothers, for some strange reason, you're shouting into the void at this point, guys, have asked people not to spoil Infinity War, and they say the plot is truly a secret.
Oh, think please somebody listen to them.
Well,
But
here's it. They're taking measures. This is actually it perfectly fits into what we're just talking about. Embargo stigmas. Warner Brothers having embargo comes out, it lifts the day before the movie drops, or Justice League the day of. Marvel have the embargo for Infinity War the day before, or a couple of days before.
but can you even
No,
say it's just with one company when it seems like every movie that has embargoes close to it's like oh it's probably a bad film.
well, I'm not. I'm just using Warner Brothers as an example.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that they're the only ones. Sony did the same thing and look at that. Fox did the same thing. Look at that. It's embargoes are there for two reasons. One is to stop spoilers. Two, it's to hide bad reviews for a movie.
yeah.
That's literally all there is to it. Um, and of course, Marvel has that track record, so everyone's just like, oh no, it's fine. They're trying to hide spoilers, but
I
you have stigma, and it's the opposite effect.
yeah I'm definitely not going on YouTube the day this movie I go see the movie because you know for sure or like the week up probably because you know for sure there's gonna be multiple
Um,
thumbnails and stuff like that. Or maybe I'll just unsubscribe to everybody.
I mean, you could do that.
Or to be fair, I don't think I'm actually subscribed to like anybody besides that does that. So like a lot of other people just do vlogs and like stuff like that. So it's like and the one person that I do subscribe to wouldn't do that. So it's like one of those things. I'm thankful that I subscribe to a lot of different people. Or I guess I have to watch on my Twitter now, right?
I mean, it depends who you follow on Twitter.
I could just mute the words Avengers Infinity War.
I mean, yeah.
That could work, right?
Yeah.
There's pretty good measures we could take now.
Look, I'll tell you what. Here's what's gonna happen because I think it happened for Star Wars. There'll be a little add-on you can get for Google Chrome that just blocks Infinity War spoilers.
I hope so. I really hope so. I want to go. I want to know nothing about this film, even though I've seen the trailers. But you know me.
But
I'm in like
here's the thing with the trailers. If they're saying the plot is secret and it's truly secret,
no, but like that's not what I mean.
then
I mean,
no, but
like
I'm saying then like the trailers, are they giving the plot away or are they not? Because the
probably
trailers are the action scenes.
probably not. But you know me. I think a spoiler is a scene that we see in the trailer.
And you want to talk about Ready Player One, don't you?
A little bit, just a little
Well,
bit.
then give it a little taste.
You haven't seen it, right?
No.
Is there
No.
stigma that it's bad movie? You should give me some insight on this.
I haven't heard great things. I've heard it's okay, and it's apparently it's very Spielbergy at the end.
Cause I personally like loved it. I thought like I might buy this on Blu-ray or something and like do a kind of yearly rewatch. Cause I really like had a great experience. Like when I tweeted out like I had a great experience, whatever. Of course, one of the guys was like, "Really?" Like, and I was like, "Yeah." Like everybody in the theater, it was perfect. Like everybody knew all the kind of callbacks to the stuff that was happening in it. I'm gonna not, or should I spoil? Because there's some. I don't. Do you care? And I can just give a spoiler warning, and people could just move on to the next topic.
Spoilers: watch episode of Danny Phantom where going to the video game, and
I'm
that's
telling you,
apparently
I
the
don't
entire
remember
movie.
that episode. Um, But
It's literally Ready Player One. They got to collect stuff and they win the
do you
entire
care?
thing.
I mean, that's any
I
game,
don't.
but
I don't. I don't particularly care.
all right. Well, for people out there listening, spoiler warning for Ready Player One. Just like talking like straight up, like you've seen it. If not, move on to the next timestamp.
Skip ahead by 5 minutes.
Yeah, or just click on the timestamp. Really, it'll be quick to the so we talk about the box office. But I will say that honestly, I really love this movie because of all this like stuff it had and kind of like the message it had. But I will not lie, I got super excited when I saw Gundam.
Hey.
I when
Just quickly, I need to ask. I need to know. Does it actually do anything, or is it just like a little? Oh my God, here's this thing.
I know it actually fights and it destroys the Mecha Godzilla.
Hey,
So which is like what I was thinking.
boy.
Like I did that in like when I was like 4 years old. Like I had Mecha Godzilla and Gundams like fighting and everything.
My
And there's
boy.
also the Iron Giant, which is great. But all the callbacks and all the Easter eggs and all that, that was great. Especially there was this moment where there's The Shining and one of the characters. Like,
I've heard about this
yeah,
moment, and it's just
yeah.
like, what? Why
Yeah,
is
so
the
there's a
Shining in this
part where
movie?
like they go into The Shining and one of the characters hasn't seen it, so he's the one who ends up like going through the stuff like, oh look at this door and stuff like that, and everybody like in the theater like, well no, because everybody's pretty much seen The Shining, and
Hmm.
that it was just like really
Or at
funny.
least everyone knows that moment from
Or
the
at least
show.
everybody knows that moment, right? But all that was great. Like, cause every time my friend would be like, hey, and then there was a moment when, I guess we were waiting for like VR chat, like Knuckles to come in. Ugandan Knuckles. We're like, wait, this movie isn't like that. Like, it was too like far away for that to happen. But other,
Mm.
other than that, like, I really just enjoyed it. There's not too much problems I had with the film. Maybe it was too fast because like it is.
Right, I need to ask you a question. Is the message of the movie, isn't it like how corporate things won't be, or like things won't be used for corporate gains or whatever?
I mean, some of it is saying that if you have, if you don't have kind of the right reasons for something, it's a bad thing. But it's also, I think the main message is that teamwork is, you can never do anything alone. You should always have people who care
Yeah.
about you.
But it still has the very tone deaf message of like, don't necessarily use things for the sake of using things.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, is that
It's
tone
like,
deaf though?
ugh. It's extremely tone deaf.
What does that mean? Like, explain.
It's preaching something, but it's hypocritical essentially. It's preaching to do something that how you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, and yet here it is with the entire screen filled with like, oh my God, look at Overwatch, look at Battletoads, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at this thing, look at Iron Giant doing this thing.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Oh, I don't know, because it didn't, like, in the book, of course, they missed some things in the book. Apparently, they missed the whole aspect of how, like, life, like, people go to work in the Oasis and stuff like that, which I get, because
yeah,
in the movie, you only have a certain amount of time, and they wanted to focus on one part of it, not just that.
yeah.
I,
Do they keep the trophy aspect right of everything?
what do you mean? Like, that they have to keep fighting for the thing to...
No, no, as in the trophy wife, as in the kid win, Ty Sheridan wins whatever the fuck his name is,
Yeah.
and then he gets the girl at the end because he won.
Well,
And
it's
it's
not
just like, oh
necessarily
my
he
God,
gets it
the real
because he
prize was her.
wins. He doesn't
Yeah,
get...
like
He
it's
does,
like the real prize of everything was her,
no, the real...
because that's how the book went. Like, it's
It
just like,
was,
ugh.
I guess you could kind of infer that, but a lot to me, the real prize was that he found friends really along the way. That he found true friends that he could trust 100%. Because a lot of the whole movie was the bad guy was, I'll do it myself, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. Him was saying like he always did stuff himself, but now he needed to trust his friends more and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And also that reality is the only thing that's real. Like that was the thing that actually said in the movie. I kind of laughed, but I was like, I mean, it makes sense. um,
Yeah.
like because the whole thing, like the guy who made it or whatever, his thing was that he kind of hated that he made the Oasis because it made more people want to live in a non-real world, and people forget that it's not real. Like the reality is the
Yeah.
real thing.
Here's the thing:
You know?
it's very
Hmm.
like a synopsis Ready Player One is very much
What is
every
synopsis?
a synopsis is kind of
No,
like
I
a
said what
breakdown.
is it? I'm gonna go look it up.
Oh, I mean, like, it's very much like,
Generic.
yeah, like look at any video, like, oh, we're trapped in a game, and because we're too much into this game, it's very much the same thing. There's always the creator being like, oh no, you have to do this one thing to win, and I'll let you all out.
All right, so here's the synopsis as of IMDb. When the creator of a virtual reality world called Oasis dies, releases a video in which he challenges all Oasis users to find his Easter egg, which will give the finder his fortune. That does sound kind of generic, but I would say there's more to it because the whole thing, the whole stuff about this was that you had to kind of think outside the box and not in a straight line. Like you have to go, like even literally in the first challenge. The first challenge is a race, right? To get the first like egg or key or whatever. I think it's a key. The first challenge is a race, and the whole point of that race is to not go forward but to go backwards, and that's how you get the key because there's a secret level by going backwards. So,
and that's also the thing everyone does in racing.
Yeah, everybody's racing forward because everybody's thinking in one direction.
No, I'm saying like you always try and cheese it by going back and then going forwards.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought there was some like twisty things in here that worked well. I really enjoyed the film. There's like
I mean, to be like, it's the critic score or the percentage on Rotten Tomatoes is like 75 and yours is an 8.
That's an average score. That's an average
score. I mean, I'd say 75 to above average.
Yeah, so I'd say like, okay, people enjoyed it. Like it's an above average film.
80% of all the audience are liking it, so it's connecting with people. But I don't know. I'd like to watch it. I'm not in any kind of a rush to watch.
I kind of was because I'd like I mean. We're all gamers. I mean,
it doesn't help that they literally market the advert as, oh look, this thing, come watch it.
It's yeah. Well, that wasn't my thing. I was just curious as to how it was. I don't know. I was just curious about the movie, and yeah, there is a lot of like, oh, that's cool. I know that. That's cool. But I genuinely enjoyed the message it had throughout the film of like eventually having to team up and kind of like nothing may seem as it is, but that doesn't mean it's as bad. You know what I'm saying? Because like the whole thing was there's a girl that he falls in love with, and she's very like he thinks she's very pretty because of the game. That's what she thinks as well. Until like they meet in real life, and she has like this big birthmark, and she thinks that everybody would find her ugly because of it. But he didn't. So it's kind of like one of those things. Like it doesn't matter. I think the only thing, it just felt really fast, but at the same time, that's adaptations. And I don't think stretching it out to 3 books where at the end of each movie you get one of the keys, I don't think that would have worked.
No, because the book's not that big anyway.
Yeah, so I don't think that would have worked anyway. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this film. A lot of the, like, the whole Gundam thing stuff too. Versus Mechagodzilla was fun. And the speech at the very end, which I think the one thing I don't like was that the speech at the very end, the whole, like... You know how there's always a speech to rally the troops and stuff like that? It kind of kept getting interrupted by switching scenes to the bad guy. And the bad guy would always want to keep turning it off.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't like that. I felt like you should have kept it at that. Like, let him have his moment of giving the whole speech of rallying the troops and stuff like that. And, I mean, it was very hilarious. It was funny. It was funny, dude. Like, literally... I don't think I ever stopped not smiling in this movie. It was just funny and entertaining, and like I guess one of the things is that there's not enough backstory for the friends, but at the same time, do you need backstory for the friends?
I mean, yeah, you need to care about.
I mean, there's only they give you like a couple of lines of backstory that's like, but at the same time, the friends really are there just to back up the 2 main people.
It's the thing, like, if you don't care, if you can't take the time to care about your characters, no one's going to care about them. No.
I would say a lot of people cared for the friends, and there wasn't, like, they didn't give, like, flashbacks to their backstory, just because they were very enduring characters. They were, especially there's this one kid, who's, like, one of the best fighters in the Oasis, but he's an 11-year-old kid. So it's like,
yeah.
There was, like, stuff like that, and there was, his one of his friends who he kind of knows, but he never met in real life in the game, like, that he sometimes hangs out with, is an actual girl when you think he's a guy.
Danny Phantom did exactly that.
Oh, is it? Oh, there you go. Then whoever created the book
it's literally the strongest player in the Danny Phantom game.
Well, whoever created the book really copied that Danny Phantom episode.
Yeah. Apparently they did. That's what I've heard.
But I just found it funny when the Gundam thing came out. Like there's 2 Asian characters, right? The little 11-year-old kid and the brother, and he's kind of like meditating while they're all doing like the epic 3rd act fight. And then they kept asking for like, come out, come help, come help. And I don't know I guess he was like waiting for the right moment to bring out the Gundam because it only gives you a minute to use it. And I guess he was waiting until like the perfect chance to fight the big bad guy, and he did. He brought it out, and it was epic. And then they actually used the Kamehameha at one point, which I thought was cool.
Also, it doesn't help that the third act this movie looks like the Ultimate Showdown video from Newgrounds.
Sure.
But speaking of Ready Player One, because we were, it's time for the box office of the week.
Real quick though, as we get into that, I don't know if it was a Kamehameha or was it Ryu's thing. It might have been Ryu's thing.
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie.
It might have been Ryu's thing, but I just loved that it was a Kamehameha. So okay.
His thing, was it a beam or was it a ball?
It looked like a ball.
No,
it looked like a beam. It looked like a no, I don't.
Because if it's a straight beam with the ball on the end, that's a Kamehameha. If it's the little, just like because the hand motions are virtually the same.
No, it looked like a beam. So it must have been a Kamehameha, which is weird because Dragon Ball Z is anime. That really, well, there was I guess anime stuff in that movie.
I mean, it's got Overwatch as a game.
Yeah.
Gundam's anime.
I love the film. Probably gonna see it again, hopefully, because I just really loved it. And I'm just sad that it seems like there isn't like a lot of people like generally loving it. Or maybe I just need to go to a certain part of Twitter because it seems like a film that should get some love.
I mean, I'm not hearing anyone talk about it.
Yeah, so. Which is kind of sad for me because I really enjoyed it. All right, box office.
I think it actually came in under tracking as well. I think it was tracking for like 50, but it got 41.
All right,
but
box office.
Top 5, Pacific Rim, number 5, had a 66% drop, earning 9.3 million. I Can Only Imagine in number 4 with 10.4 million. Black Panther number 3 with 11.4. Tyler Perry's Acrimony 17.1 million, and Ready Player One in at number 1 with 41.7 million.
Yeah, you got those are the only two you got right. I got Ready Player One right, and that was kind of it.
What did I say was gonna be?
So you said Ready Player One, Acrimony, Pacific Rim, Black Panther, I Can Only Imagine. If you would have switched Black Panther, I Can Only Imagine, which I did not expect that to happen. Or actually no, if you would have switched Black Panther, Pacific Rim, you would have got it.
Well, I didn't have Black Panther number 5.
You had 3. That's what I'm saying. Like you had it at 4, and it's at 3.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You would have switched that. I don't know. Let me see. I just thought Pacific Rim would make about 18 million. I guess not. I guess people really hated that film. Like, where did it come off of? Pacific Rim at 28 million. I thought it could lose 10 million and make 18. That's why I put it at number 2. But I did not expect this big of a drop at 66%. I thought it'd be maybe 30%.
I don't think anyone expected that big of a drop.
6%. That's like a Justice League drop.
I don't even think it's doing that great in China either.
Acrimony, you're right. Oh no, I mean you weren't right. You said 29 million. I thought it was gonna be around the 16, 17 million.
No, I didn't say 20.
You said it was tracking around 29 million.
No, I said 19 for Acrimony.
Did you? Oh, they said 29.
Certainly I did.
Well, I think I said like 16, like 13 to 16. And then what? You have Black Panther with 3. Okay, 11 million. I Can Only Imagine, which I did not. I can't believe it's still here.
I was gonna say it's still there. It's going, and it's been added to more theaters as well. So.
And, in the future, I am not gonna underestimate these religious films.
Yeah,
they are definitely.
Apart from God's Not Dead, like
I mean, that one could even. You never know.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, like Pacific Rim at 5, which, damn, 66%. It's crazy.
I'm surprised it dropped as much as it did, but it is what it is.
What other movies are coming out this week? Okay, Blockers, The Miracle Season, A Quiet Place. Blockers and A Quiet Place are really gonna make a splash. I can't wait. Like Blockers, I hear is hilarious. I hear Quiet Place is pretty good.
Have I heard of A Quiet Place?
Yeah, that's the one with John Krasinski, Emily Blunt. And it's like...
Of course it is, yeah.
Yeah. It's like a horror thriller.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find...
Replay One went 41 million. I feel like it's still going to be up in the 30 million by next weekend. I'm keeping Replay One.
Maybe.
I'm keeping it first.
I don't know, I'm trying to find... tracking for next week or for the next two. Actually, no, let's put A Quiet Place. A Quiet
Quiet
Place.
Place blockers.
There we go.
I think
Low.
Quiet Place is gonna beat Black Panther. I think Black Panther
Yeah,
goes to
I
5.
don't think Black Panther. I don't think it. Actually, I don't know. Do
It
I
might go to 5
underestimate?
because what it has 11 million. Let's assume it goes to 7 million.
Right, Blockers is tracking at 20 and A Quiet
Yeah,
Place 17.
it could really go either way for those. I think blockers will probably beat it because it has like John Cena and all that, and it's getting like a more buzz.
Hmm. What did Ready Player One get? It was 41 million,
41. Of
wasn't
course, it's gonna be number one.
it? Yeah,
Even
I'm just trying to think if it's gonna stay.
even if it goes 50%, like it's still like 20.5, and
I
that
mean,
would
yeah,
be
but
more than
that's
blockers.
still close as fuck, though.
Yeah, I'm putting Ready Player One first. I'm putting Black Panther fifth.
Right, I'm gonna put Blockers first.
I was gonna do blocker second. So,
Blockers, Ready Player One. Actually, no. No, I don't want to put. No, Ready Player One is going to stay at number one. And Blockers. What did Black Panther make this week?
11 million. I'm thinking of going to 7.
11.
No, I made wait. Did I get in the right trigger? That's the wrong track. Yeah, 11 million. 11.4. I think it's going to at least 7.
Hmm.
Which, if I think I think a Quiet Place is gonna beat that, so I put Quiet Place at 3rd.
Well, Quiet Place is on for 17 at the minute.
Yeah, I think Acrimony is probably gonna be 4th.
How much did Acrimony make?
17.
Yeah, see, Acrimony here said it was going to make 19, so it's only 2 million off.
I can only imagine went from what? I can only imagine went from 13 to 10. It probably might be Black Panther. Wouldn't that be crazy? I mean, not really, I guess.
I mean, it's in what, its 7th week now?
Yeah, I'm
Or
putting
it
I
would
can
be,
only imagine.
what's number 3?
5.
Oh, number 5, yeah, Pacific
I
comes
I have
out.
mine. I have Ready Player One, Blockers, A Quiet Place, Acrimony. I can only imagine.
I think I might have to agree with that one.
What's the Miracle Season? Oh, it's like a volleyball movie.
Ready Player One,
I've seen that.
Blockers, A Quiet Place, Black Panther. I can only imagine. Yeah. Actually, I don't. For the sake of it, I'm gonna keep A Quiet Place at number 4.
Okay, Acrimony to 2.
Oh shit, I forgot about
I mean
Acrimony.
3. Oh, then what'd you
No,
have at 4?
Ready Player One, Blockers, A Quiet Place, Acrimony. Oh shit, no, I can only imagine. I'm gonna keep it in there.
But what spot?
5.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Panther out. The first time.
Yeah, I mean, I did that too.
Yeah.
I think the only difference is we have Acrimony and A Quiet Place at different spots.
Where'd you put Acrimony?
4. You put it at 3.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep it that way. Yeah, for the sake of the argument of time.
Let's see. Let's see.
Man, Jumanji's still bringing in like 700,000.
Yeah, I hear it's a funny movie. I haven't seen it
It
myself.
is.
You know what? I'm actually excited for the Fantastic Beasts sequel. I saw the
Never.
trailer. I didn't see the first one, but the trailer looked pretty cool, and I was like, all right, I'm down for this. I can.
I'm out of the Potter bandwagon. I do not care. I did not care to see the first one. I did not care about the second one.
I love the Potter movies. I didn't get to see the first Fantastic Beasts one, but I'm down for the second one because it has Dumbledore, and I'm like, yeah.
I'm just out of that universe. I just don't care. No, there's nothing they could do that'll get me back in. Not at all. Maybe Emma Watson nudes, but that's a bit of a stretch. No, that'll never happen.
Let's
But
see.